What's up friends? This is Odolena from Odolena Digital, and today we're gonna talk about how to improve your quality score with Google Ads. Welcome to my channel. Be sure to subscribe. Every Sunday I post a new video on topics like Google Ads and online advertising, as well as some book reviews on interesting books that I'm reading and also courses that I'm doing. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, be sure to subscribe. Thanks to all of you who are following me so far, and it's really great to see the channel getting some traction in the recent months. Today I'm gonna talk about how to improve the quality score of your ads. In my last video we were talking about optimization score, and I mentioned explicitly that optimization score in Google Ads is completely different from your quality score. So let's talk about the actual quality score. What does it mean? So quality score is a way of Google to determine the quality of your ad, and it determines a lot of things. Why is it important? First of all, because it determines the position that you're going to take in the search results, if you're eligible to show in the search results at all with your ad. If you want to check more on how the Google Ads auction works, you can check my other video. I work for Google, however, everything that I'm sharing in this channel is completely my opinion. So the quality score is composed of several factors. It's 1 to 10, and it's determined every single time when your ad is eligible to show, every single time when your ad is eligible to participate in an auction. So what does quality score actually compose of? Composes of several factors. Expected click-through rates, how many of the people who see typically your ad, how many of them are expected to click. So this is based on your historical performance. Then you have the landing page experience, whether your landing page is loading fast on mobile, whether landing page has original content, whether you clearly state what you're going to do with the user's data if they subscribe on your landing page, if they give their personal information, if you're collecting cookies, do you have the information saying what you're going to do to these cookies, do you collect consent? So all these are very important parts of the landing page experience. Then also ad relevance to the query. How relevant is the ad copy to what the user was actually looking for? So this will determine also the expected click-through rate. Then there are other factors that you cannot really control, like device, location, time of the day. So what you can control is a few factors like your landing page, your ad copy, and try to improve click-through rate. Let's go through each of them. First, how to improve your click-through rate. Simply be specific in your ad. Try to use not generic message. Try to be really specific to what would actually provoke interest in your user. Let's say if you have some kind of unique benefit like free shipping in a certain city, or maybe you produce locally, or maybe your building has wheelchair access, or something like this that will make really your ad stand out and attract the relevant audience. You can add this as a unique benefit to your product. Then also experiment with different calls to actions. Well, let's say if you're only using subscribe, right, why don't you try book now? Or why don't you try learn more or find out how? Different CTAs can help you actually make huge difference in the click-through rate. And you don't know this until you have not tested it. And finally, try to be time and location specific. What does that mean? Let's say if you're targeting a specific city, maybe you can say there is a special discount in the store on this and this street. Or maybe you can be hyper-local and only target people within a radius around the store or around the location where you deliver for free. Maybe there is a special offer around, so you can try to use the location. Also, you can use the time of the day. Let's say if there is a special time of the day when your ad is scheduled to show, you can create a special mention like get a coffee this afternoon. Afternoon blues, why don't you go and pick up a coffee and a croissant in our place? Things like this can actually make huge difference with your click-through rate, because users really want to find something very personalized. The most personalized and specific your ad is, the better click-through rate you're going to get. Also, try to improve the relevance of the ad. This will obviously affect the click-through rate. However, you can try to make it extra relevant to what actually people are searching for. In Google Ads, you can find a search term report which shows you the actual searches which people performed when your ads were showing. So go through these search queries and find out which actually are irrelevant searches where your ad has been showing and the search had nothing to do with your ad. There are such cases, and it's important that you go through this report regularly and pick out these irrelevant searches, add them as negative keywords. Once you have these negative keywords, this means that your ad is not going to show for these search queries anymore, so it will only show when it's really, really relevant. Then try to use mobile-only ads. The experience on Google search on mobile is quite different from what you see on desktop. And this is a mistake which I see a lot of advertisers do, because they normally are optimizing their accounts on their desktop. They would check and actually review their ads mostly on desktop and forget about the actual mobile experience. So checking how your ad looks actually on mobile can make a big difference, because you will see that it's maybe not that relevant, or maybe the experience is not that great. So you can test different ad copy which specifically targeting mobile devices. I would really suggest you to try this out. Then you can target location and language as well. Let's say you are in London and you have a Polish store, maybe you want to target Polish people. Or let's say you have a certain location where most of the people that are interested in your product are. Let's say you have some kind of service for students and you want to target only the radius around the campus where most of the students are. So you can set up a location targeting and really fine-tune the radius. You can also use ad-specific location and language-related ad copy to cover this area. So this all improves the relevancy of your ad. This is no brainer, but a lot of people, advertisers especially, forget about it, is using search terms in your ad copy. One example I can give you, I was working for a business school and I could see that a lot of students are actually looking for a school specifically for their nationality. So they would search for what are the best schools for Indian students in the UK. So if you include something like this in the actual ad copy, or make the landing pages as well targeted, let's say, to Indian students and exactly what they want to know about, then your relevancy is going to be much higher and you will going to generate much better conversions out of such ads. And finally, improve your landing page. I cannot stress how important it is to improve your landing page. I've seen so many advertisers really focusing so much on their strategy, on their ad copy, keywords, but they're bringing traffic to a landing page that simply cannot deliver. This is not acceptable, especially in today's world where users' expectations are extremely high. How to improve your landing page? Avoid generic pages. If you are advertising striped shirts, make sure that when people are looking for striped shirts and they click on your ad, they go to a page which is about striped shirts. Not about shirts in general, not about dresses or socks or any kind of clothing. I have seen a lot of cases where people still do that. It's really unacceptable, and users will actually punish this with clicking away and going to another website. You will still pay for the click, but your users are not going to convert because it's not related to what they're looking for. Users really value trustworthiness and honesty from advertisers, and any kind of attempts of where you try to cheat the user will be punished first by the users who will not actually trust your website and not going to take an action, and second, in many cases, by Google themselves. So have to be consistent and actually deliver on your promise. In your ad copy, you promise something, you have to deliver it on the landing page. If it is an ad about the best school for the Indian students, then you have to have a landing page which explains why this school is the best one for Indian students, not about why the school is good in general. Then be transparent and trustworthy. So what I mean by being transparent, when you go to this web page, you know that this is what this business is about. It's not something vague, it's not something that is kind of promising something that is not delivering. Any kind of unwanted business practices, any kind of cheating, any kind of even trying to deceive the user in any way is not rewarded at all, and it might be flagged. So if they flag you to Google, Google will suspend your account and you're probably not going to be able to advertise anymore. And then also being trustworthy. So if you're collecting any data, make sure that you mention why you're collecting this data, what you're going to do with this. Take the user's consent. If there is a form, make sure the users understand that they will probably receive an email from you for marketing purposes, that they have to agree on this. Make sure you're compliant with GDPR rules in Europe. Also, make sure that you are accepting, have terms and conditions about the cookies. If you're collecting cookies, make sure that users are aware of this. In any way, try to be an honest player, try to play by the rules. Otherwise, this can be flagged by the users, reported to Google, or Google can automatically detect some kind of bad practices and suspend your account, and there is no way back. Then loading speed. It's quite important to have a fast loading landing page, especially consider the mobile experience. So there are really useful resources like Test My Site, which is powered by Google, which is a really great way for you to check how your web page is actually ranking on mobile, how much it takes for it to load. And this is very important to keep a track on, because users have very high expectations on mobile. So the more easy you make the experience for them on mobile and in desktop, the more navigable, the more clean, clear, and crisp it is, the better it is for them, and the more likely they're going to actually take an action and do business with you. So these are my tips on how to improve your quality score. Let me know in the comments if you have any better ways to improve your quality score, or something that you have tried and worked really well or didn't work that well. Also, let me know if you want to hear something different, what kind of topics you're interested in. I'm happy to research them and to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week with a new video.